Good morning, everybody. Mark and Brenda here at Bitcoin.
Bitcoin say what?
Boom.
Boom. Things are
good. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing real good. Real good.
Are you? You sure about that?
I'm in a great mood today. I am. I got good sleep. I'm ready to go. We got some interesting news today. Let me quick tell you what
baby. It's Tuesday. Taco Tuesday, right?
We haven't had tacos in such a long time.
Sounds like we need a breakfast taco.
I think Taco Bell makes that.
Do they?
Mm-hmm. I've never had it though.
That didn't sound good when you said Taco Bell makes it.
I really say that I actually do like Taco Bell slightly.
Speaking of Taco Bell, did you real quick? I'll let you get onto your story here, but did you read the story from Lynn Alden about her Chipotle being closed like 5 hours early because they don't have enough workers? Is that nuts?
I can't believe what's happening. Honest to Pete.
Honestly,
I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I got
to. I'm telling you, it's just like, and it, it was just I caught it on Twitter. I'm looking, say what?
I know. Honestly, I have no idea what's happening in this world.
It is. That's great. Chipotle say what?
Chipotle is closing down early because there's not enough workers to work at Chipotle.
It's crazy. Well, anecdotally, okay, I said to you on Mother's Day, which was a couple days ago, I said, hey, the two dealerships by the house here? I said, I drove past them. There's like no cars in there's no car. I mean, like if capacity was 500 cars, which I don't think 500, maybe that's a lot. If capacity was 250, they're at 100. And that's between used and new. I was like, holy smokes.
I don't know what's happening. This is crazy.
I'm telling you, might have to take a hit on that crack pipe or something. I don't know, but geez Louise. Yeah. All right, so I digress. You go to your story. I just want to start off with the wacky world that we live in. All right.
So today, this is everything we're going to talk about. In case anybody's in the show watching, we're going to be talking about some FUD news from the ECB and the CBDC. We're going to talk about some positive Bitcoin news. We're going to talk about Dogecoin for a second here, and we're going to talk about a new coin that just came out. And Mark, I don't know what you're going to talk about, but we'll get to that. I know you're going to talk about Bitcoin a little bit here. Mm-hmm. So here we go. I'm going to share the screen.
Okay. Share away. Share. Oh, by the way, I'm at the European Central Bank today. I had a little extra time on my hands this morning. I figured I'd run on down and grab a few bucks.
So as we know, there is a new coin that just came out on the market called the Shiba Inu coin. We usually talk about Bitcoin news, but we just want to kind of share this as like a say what kind of moment. Vitalik Buterin's wallet, this was the big headline, that he holds 8 billion in this new Shiba Inu coin, the SHIB. And so it gives you the impression that that he holds this because he actually purchased it himself. He doesn't. Usually his wallet is made public, or one of his wallets is made public. And so when they created this coin, someone said, hey, let's make a new coin. If Dogecoin's going through the roof, let's make this, and we'll do maybe, we'll see how people take it. I don't know if it's a rug pull or not, but people were putting money into it yesterday. And so they sent him a ton of coin. And then when it shot up in price, so now the value's high. So it gives the impression to someone who's new to the crypto sphere that possibly Vitalik thinks that this new Shiba Inu coin, which is different than Dogecoin, has got some validity to it. And so it sends a little bit of confusion to the markets for all the brand new people that might have only come in the last month or 2 or 6 months, because Dogecoin has kind of rose up in popularity with the new people. And then the problem with this that I see is that now you're going to have people who might get burned, or probably will get burned, either with Doge or this Shiba Inu coin. And then when it drops, they don't realize this is a decentralized sphere. So there's nobody that rescues you at the end and can, slap the wrist on a company when this happens. And so if this coin drops in huge value over the coming days or months, they're going to go crying. And so, now we're going to probably have, possibly the SEC down our backs on the whole thing and get more regulation for no reason, because people just aren't doing their homework. And I wanted to share one more thing kind of in this.
Now, was that $8 billion or 8 billion coins? Because $8 billion seems like a lot of money. So I don't know what the article said in detail.
Okay. I didn't want to read the whole thing because I didn't want to give too much validity to it, but it says, It holds $8 billion of coin.
Oh,
And
okay.
yes, so yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
by the
and I think the coin itself, they have 100 trillion coins. I could be wrong. I think 100 trillion coins are available to be purchased.
Oh, okay. Awesome. 100
Yeah,
trillion
yeah,
points.
yeah. So I'm going to now go to this other one that I want to do. So I know there's a lot of news out there saying that Dogecoin is, going to go to the moon. It's going to be the first crypto that's, out in space. And I just wanted to share this enlightenment. The first cryptocurrency actually to be in space was Bitcoin about 4 years ago through the Blockstream satellite. It was the first space satellite received crypto. And then here's the transaction right here. And then here's the kind of the documentation of it. So, just something for people to realize that, anything can be said in a headline, and that makes Doge so unique or so special. And Bitcoin already did it 4 years ago. So just saying. So go ahead, Mark. It's your turn to go talk.
Not so special, I guess. Okay,
At least all right. So
well, and by the way, what's the picture we have in our background there? That farm, that's a nice looking farm. Do you have any?
Oh yes, well I do that as you start to go pull up the thing.
All right.
We talk every day, and we talk about the picture behind us. So go pull up your article, Mark. And that is that is a farmland in Iowa. We're going to focus on Iowa today. We like to focus on a beautiful part of America. So.
Okay, here we go. All right, from Bitcoin Magazine. What is the ideal Bitcoin culture? It is up to us as Bitcoiners to decide what values we want to represent in the community and industry. And this is really I would call this more of an editorial piece, kind of thinking about what Bitcoin kind of represents. So I'm just going to a few words, few sentences in here, and just kind of talk about it, not get too deep into it. Okay. This is a time of great change and great opportunity for both finance and sector, and more widely for society. We in the Bitcoin industry are actively participating in the evolution of money. There's no denying that our current financial system has its benefits, such as affordable and fast banking. Maybe that's questionable. And payment processes for some and for some consumers. But it also has many drawbacks until recently were not possible to address. The current financial system is centralized and enables inflation and exclusivity. The users don't have choice or power over impact. Geez Louise, I'm having a hard time this morning. The users don't have choice or power over the impact it has over them. Furthermore, these standards have a wider, graver influence. As humans, our actions became more inflationary and more exclusory. In my view, this is evident of how we consume resources without regard to the impact we have on other species and in our planet. I'm going to stop. Okay, so if you can take a look, I'm going to kind of go up and down the article here. What this is really about is kind of Bitcoin really says to the individual as I dive deep. This is more of a philosophical aspect of
what news organization is this?
This was Bitcoin Magazine.
Is most of their stuff they do, is it more opinion pieces or is it not news?
No, it's a little bit of both. I like to go into the philosophical side because when we got started, like, okay, here's an investment. Here's kind of, we hear the money supply is a mess and the monetary policy is a mess. But we never really when you get started, you don't really look at it from, well, where is this taking us and what's going on? And how I look at this and what the article really talks about is what are our values? What do we value as important? We've kind of let food kind of go down the crap hole, where we're stripping land and we're chemically fertilizing everything to death. We've gotten to just, the fiat currency really kind of makes us, pump things out, and there's not a lot of thought that goes into the long-term effects of doing what we've done through kind of a fiat system. So I just want to get back to a little bit of that. What is Bitcoin? What can it possibly fix? And this is one of the things it can fix. It's like farming. I was listening to Jimmy Song the other day, talked about how Hollywood's kind of a mess. How we used to have great movies, and now it just kind of, they pump these same story out time and time again, and it's gotten to a point where you go to a movie theater and it's just like,
So how does it relate to the Bitcoin article? I'm trying to make the connection.
It talks about what we value as a society and how we look. We can talk about climate change. Are there some things here that could we do, better? And how Bitcoin does that, it kind of makes us all a little bit more accountable. Okay, where
how so?
Well, your key's your coin. You kind of your bank. Where does your money go? Are you watching it closer? I mean, for you and I, have we not spent more time actively saying, okay, engaged in our personal betterment, not only financially but physically and mentally?
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's kind of where the article was. It's a short article. It was kind of like I said, it was an editorial piece just talking about some of the things that Bitcoin might be able to solve and help out and better. And I think we're all, I know I can kind of rail about climate change. Some people are like, this is how we, there's climate change. Well, you can sit there and bellyache about climate change and all this stuff, but how do we solve it? At some point in time, you get to a point where it's like you get tired of listening to people bellyache about something and say, well, then how do we solve this? And
right.
What are real world solutions? Not pie in the sky. And when you say something against, say, the status quo, then and you get chided for it, it's like, but if I just question it, it's like you can't question me if you're the only answer, if you're the one person in the world that holds the answer to all this one, then get it done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know this is a little is the word esoteric? Maybe.
I don't know what you're trying to get at.
It's a word that pops in my head, so it sounds really fancy, and it's a $5 word, so we'll go with that. All right, so that was the end of my story. You want me to go to another one, or would you like to take?
I've got a bunch to share, so I don't.
You share your bunches with us. By the way, Tom Brady is interested in Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's your next one to talk about, honey. You're giving away your pre-news.
Well, I'll preface my news.
Okay. So to go along with Mark's background and the title of our show today, the ECB Chief Lagarde, cryptocurrencies prone to money laundering, no intrinsic value, buy if prepared to lose all your money. So they came out with some FUD news yesterday. The president of the European Central Bank, the ECB, Lagarde, warned that cryptos are prone to money laundering. She agreed with the governor of the Bank of England, Andrew Bailey, and he also had another, I'm going to quick read that one too, who recently said that cryptos have no intrinsic value and investors should be prepared to lose all their money if investing in them. She says crypto is a real risk for investors. Cryptocurrencies, and then they separated crypto and then currencies. These two things don't go well together. And I totally agree with Dr. Bailey's conclusion with that respect. All right. So I wanted to share that. And then I wanted to share the article that she was kind of talking about. Same one here. So this one is what she's referring to. The Bank of England bashes cryptos while considering a CBDC. The governor of the Bank in England, Andrew Bailey, and that's who Lagarde was talking about, made the organization's current position on cryptos clear in a recent press conference when asked about the incredible year that crypto space is having. He speared no bullet. They have no intrinsic value. That doesn't mean to say people don't put value on them because they have intrinsic value, but they have no intrinsic value. I'm going to say this very bluntly, buy them only if you want to lose all your money. Part of the intrinsic value of Bitcoin, a decentralized payment system, is clear as day. It doesn't need a governor or even a Bank of England. Okay, so maybe just, saying that maybe that's why, they don't like it, is that because it doesn't need a governor or a Bank of England. And so they're the Bank of England. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's a little bit of
they don't like cryptocurrency, but they want a central bank digital currency.
Right. They don't want to decentralize one, but they want to be the
central bank. Brenda, could you explain that? I don't quite get that. we badmouth cryptocurrency, but we want a central bank digital currency. I'm not quite understanding.
You say what? Wait. Yeah. Say what? Wait, what?
Yeah. Excuse me?
All right, go ahead on your news. I think you were pretty into.
I love some people just crack me up. It's like, okay, you can't find the hypocrisy and while you're just talking. Okay, that's crazy. I don't get
All right,
it.
so we got some good positive news here. We did a little bit of FUD. Now we're gonna
okay, we're gonna go over, this one's me.
We've had enough FUD, so now we've been Debbie Downers so far this morning.
All
so
right, Debbie Downer. Okay, do you see that?
Yep, go ahead.
All right, I just want to make sure. NFL superstar Tom Brady adds laser eyes, teasing support of Bitcoin. Tom Brady, 7-time Super Bowl champion, adds laser eyes to his Twitter profile picture, a trendy indication of one's support for Bitcoin. He did so after it was rumored he had been investing in Bitcoin. There you go. Good-looking man. He is the GOAT, greatest of all time. He is. He's as a former player and coach. If I wanted to start a team, that's the guy I'd want to start with. That guy's walked around with a chip on his shoulders for the last 20-some years. Drafted, I think, in the 7th round. And let me just give a quick read here. Brady's interest in the crypto space is in good company among pro footballers. NFL tackle for the Carolina Panthers, Russell Okung, announced that he would be converting half of his $13 million salary. So this is just a slow slog move. Everybody, don't panic. The world moves slowly. I know our world kind of seems like it moves fast, but it moves slowly. So it looks like Tom Brady is, which is a GOAT. And I also hear there's another GOAT that's possibly getting into Bitcoin. Didn't you hear that, Brenda?
Oh, yes. I
do you have that?
I swore I had that up here, but
do you? Okay, so that's the bottom line. So Tom Brady, okay, he's interested. He's got the laser eyes. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of this article. I'm moving this around. Okay, I clicked out. Did I not get out?
No, you got to hit the StreamYard thing to come back now.
I'm gonna hit it again.
Did you hit stop screen share?
Let me hear. Oh, there we go. I'm sorry. I did something different this time. So
do you have more articles to share for us or no?
I have one or two. How about we go? Got time for you, or do you want me to?
I got like 8 more articles to share if I want to.
Holy smokes. Yeah, let you roll.
All right.
You go.
You go, girl.
Bring it.
Okay. Now we go on to what other countries are getting into crypto? Okay, so we have heard in the pretty recent past, that India, parts of India at least, were negative against crypto. And here we have former finance secretary urges Indian government to encourage crypto services, but to regulate the cryptocurrencies. Kind of like what we heard our SEC chair say a day or two ago about he wants to start regulating cryptos. Former Secretary Garg, who headed the committee that drafted India's cryptocurrency bill, says that the government should not ban cryptos, but regulate them instead. He further urges the government to encourage crypto services. The Indian government should regulate cryptos instead of prohibiting them. Garg, who resigned from his government position in July of 19, now this is ironic, headed the Inter-Ministerial Committee, the IMC, that drafted the crypto bill entitled The Banning of Crypto and Regulation of Official Digital Currency Bill in 2019. So in 19, he wrote this thing that he wanted it banned, and now he's coming around saying, you know what, I think now we should encourage it. So like
after he put a few
one of these moments, like, wait, what?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so you banned it. Now, hey, I'm all cool that the guy changed his mind.
Yeah.
And so maybe he saw some value in it, or he met with people. And so maybe that's why he resigned later on in 19. Yeah. And so now he's come around.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. I think there again, my first take was a 17-year-old kid telling me that he's wants to mine something because that coin will replace currency. And I looked at him like, yeah, you're on drugs.
So here's another country. The Bank of Russia is now starting to look into crypto. The Bank of Russia and test services related to cryptos. Russia's central bank has examined 3 platforms offering crypto-related services. The projects have been tested into its regulatory sandbox in the course of 2020. The Bank of Russia has received dozens of requests to pilot various financial services since it created the regulatory environment around 3 years ago. Cryptos, the CBR, this is the Bank of Russia, 2020 annual report published recently reveals that the bank admitted 3 crypto platforms into their sandbox last year. The central bank reviewed the operations of a crypto mining pool, a crypto payment system, and a digital asset investment platform. Those are the 3 platforms they're considering. No details have been provided regarding the current results of the test, but in case of a positive outcome, the Bank of Russia is expected to present a roadmap for their integration. Now, I believe I have something that's kind of like, the Bank of Russia has in the past opposed the legalization of cryptos in their country, but offered to permit crypto mining as long as miners sell their coins outside of the Russian borders. Here's the part that I find interesting, and maybe I hope we don't go down this path. However, Russia cannot use cryptos for payments. For government officials are also not allowed to own crypto, and investments are capped for the ordinary citizen. Ouch. Right now, their annual limit is 600,000 rubles or 8,000 USD, was introduced for crypto investments for non-qualifying participants in the market. I wonder what non-qualified participants mean. Hopefully not the average Joe and Jane. But that's the only part that I find, hey, Russia can do what they want to do. But I sure hope that our regulators don't say, you know what, in the US, we're going to have a limit to how much you can invest every year because we want to protect you. Because we have your interest in mind. So I'm hoping they don't
do that, though. How do you, you got a wallet, and you're like, okay, you really don't know whose wallet it is, but it's like.
Yeah, but if you've got to take your money out of the fiat system so they can regulate probably, I can see a potentiality that they could regulate how much is coming out, and then it's going into an exchange. And if it's an exchange that, anytime you put money into an exchange, the central bank, oversees all of that. It's not like they don't know what's going on. So
yeah, that's interesting. I don't know.
I'm sure that's going to be some of the conversations. I would highly doubt they're going to do that because I see a lot of us putting up, a fight. But
yeah,
I wasn't trying to talk about FUD. It's more about India and now Russia are starting to become pro crypto, which is good news.
Yeah. You want to go to another story? You want me to go?
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Let me pull up, let's see what I got here. Your screen. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to go to, okay. Bitcoin smallest unit, billionaire Mike Novogratz wants crypto exchanges to, quote, Satoshis. Okay. This is more semantics more than anything. Mike Novogratz, the CEO of Galaxy Digital, wants exchanges to start listing in the smallest unit of Bitcoin, otherwise known as Satoshis. On May 8th, Novogratz tweeted out a number of crypto exchange executives and asked which exchange will be the first to, quote, set in sats. Okay, so obviously, maybe you do or don't know that the smallest fraction of a Bitcoin is a Satoshi, or short for sat. It's like 1/1,000,000th or whatever. I can't do the math there, but it's 0.01 BTC. Okay. So here's what I think this is. Okay. It says it's time to switch to Satoshis. Too many people telling me that $58,000 BTC is too expensive. Which exchange will be the first to quote in sats? All right, so I'm going to give you my opinion on this. I'm a pretty simple kind of guy, and my feeling is I don't care how you get to Bitcoin. I don't care what you call. I don't care if you call it Chunky Monkey. I could care less as long as you're putting your hands in your future in your hands.
Yeah, but you know why they're saying that, right? You know why they're saying that? When we should start doing the sats? It was over the weekend.
Pill to swallow.
Well, they're trying to say that the average person getting into the crypto market the last 6 months maybe is now turning to cheaper coins out there because they're like, well, I can buy a whole Litecoin.
Sure.
Because we're so used to buying one stock.
I get that.
So they look at Bitcoin and say it's too expensive. And then so now they say, well, let's look at Dogecoin. Let's look at an altcoin that's a bigger 10x.
If that's what okay, so we'll just, for lack of a better term, we're going to call this rebranding, right? Rebranding, right? In a sense, okay. Yeah. I don't care. I mean, if it gets you, it's not just about the purchase. In my world, the purchase is just the start. Okay. And once
but that's where people have to come, and that's what they're trying to say. Yeah. When you first entered crypto, you were not like Mr. Philosophical Bitcoin guy.
No.
Yeah. The average guy is not going to be philosophical like you are. So they just need to get in and say, this is a good buy.
Yeah, I don't, again, I'm not arguing with the guy. I'm like, I think it's, on one hand, it can seem a little silly because you're like, okay, I'm just trying to think of a situation where we rebranded something and that made me purchase it because we rebranded it.
Well, I think
for the average person, yes, fine. I got no problem with this.
Yeah, but don't you think, I mean, I believe Bitcoin has to go up so much in price still before it's even at 1 cent. So people are gonna be like, what? I mean,
so psychologically, I think there's a play here. Like I said, this is kind of a rebrand. I get it. I mean, and there again, I really don't have a problem with it. In some respects, I'm like, really? But I get it. I get it.
Yeah, gentlemen, can you share that article real quick? Are you able to do that again or no? Because I
pull back up.
Yeah, was he the one that actually they listed it? Did he have an exchange that listed? Because I thought an exchange.
No, he's the head of.
There was an exchange that I thought changed it up already.
Did they?
Yeah.
Hold on. I thought there was some that that may have done. Give me a second here. Where is it? Okay,
you might have kicked it out. Okay.
No. Okay, so I'm gonna go down.
Okay, go slow. Hang on. Okay, no, I thought he was with. Okay, hang on. His tweet further tagged the crypto exchange, Binance, Coinbase, Gemini.
All the big boys.
Yeah. Okay. So I thought I almost thought that one of the exchanges. Okay, you can unshare that. I thought one of the exchanges actually listed it in Sats already.
And they might have. And honestly, fine. I guess there again. If that gets you in the front, if you're buying Bitcoin to just trade in and out of it, then that might be more appropriate. I don't know, because just how you're looking at it. But I think once you kind of get involved in purchase, buy your first Bitcoin or your SAT or whatever you want to, however you want to define it, it's not just about a purchase as far as I'm on this side of the river.
Yeah, but we got to first get people in. So
yeah. And but you might be getting, my point is, you might be getting them in just for the trade. Okay, well, I bought it and it went up to a penny. Well, if it goes up to a penny, then that's quite a bit more. I mean, So it's a play on words. It's a rebrand, whatever you want to call it.
We'll see if they actually do it. So they're just starting to kind of play around with that. All right, so let's move on to some Bitcoin more adaptation to Bitcoin. The CBOE, Chicago
Board of
Option Exchange, kicks Fidelity-linked Bitcoin ETF application to the SEC. The SEC has 45 days to make a decision on this application. Another would-be Bitcoin exchange-traded fund has taken a step towards regulation and review. Wise Origin, a funded affiliate with investment giant Fidelity, first filed the ETF with the SEC in March. However, the SEC needs an exchange partner like the CBOE or NYSE to file a corresponding form before it can begin the application. So we have another positive step forward of more people trying to offer it to their clients, which will then create adoption. That's all I want to say about that. So that people, all we are hearing about right now is Doge this, Shiba Inu this, and a lot of the quick 10, 20, 1,000 X's. But sometimes it's better just to have something that is a little more solid, in my humble opinion, not financial advice. All right, so there's this gentleman that we love to follow. He's, I think, 18, maybe slightly turning 19. His name is William Clemente, and he's a highly intelligent young man. And most Bitcoin that were sold today, this was yesterday, was very young. So Bitcoin had a drop yesterday and actually last night as well. Dormancy and average age of coins sold both went down, while there was a big spike in selling from the 1 day to 1 week old coins. So what he's saying is this glass node, he has a special glass nodes subscription. It's very expensive because he works for Bitcoin, either .com or Bitcoin Magazine, right, Mark? I think it works for Bitcoin Magazine.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah.
And he found out yesterday that the drop in Bitcoin for about, I don't know, $5,000 or $8,000, that 68.5% of the coins sold was brand new people that bought it in under a week. This is a long liquidation. This and long liquidations explain the dip. It's just noise. Hodl on is his advice. And so with that, he is saying that people who just bought in when it dropped, and then when it rose yesterday to 58, 59,000, they sold and made a profit. And so these are people that are just buying in to grab it and then make a profit. And so, hey, that this whole thing, there's day trading that goes on in crypto, but possibly people make FUD news that you and I talk about, or I actually like to kind of talk about FUD news, because I want people to be aware of it, to not be so naive that, not saying all FUD news isn't FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It's just that some FUD news might be put out there to drop the market. People buy in, and when it's when Bitcoin's on sale, as I like to say, and then they sell it when it pumps up.
There's real FUD and fake FUD, right?
Yes. And then the last thing I want to share is we talked about, and this is kind of fun. Make sure
it's not FUD.
Now this one's fun.
Okay. That's what
this is.
There we go.
So Zuckerberg came out yesterday wondering if he's trying to do like an Elon Musk thing for Dogecoin, where Zuck came out and he said, these are my two goats. I like the term goat too, Max and Bitcoin. So in the crypto sphere, Maxi means that you're only into Bitcoin and that's your one love kind of a thing, and very supportive of it. So he named his two goats Max and Bitcoin. So I wonder if he is kind of signaling out to the crypto markets that he is pro Bitcoin and he supports it. I know that there's
and GOAT, greatest of all time.
Yeah, I said that when I brought it in. I said, nice term.
I'm sorry, I didn't listen.
You a marriage of 34 years, you don't listen to me? Yes, I said that when I brought it in. I go, isn't it interesting that these are ghosts too?
Yeah.
I didn't actually come out and like kind of make this. I kind of like alluded to it.
I didn't. Yeah. So I was half wrong.
Yeah,
I was 100% wrong. I was only 55% wrong here. So, I find it funny that, maybe because who they are, obviously he's a market mover, him and Musk. And
that's what I said then. I said, I wonder if he's kind of doing Elon Musk with the Dogecoin. I wonder if he's kind of not virtue signaling, but he's like
subliminal.
Crypto signaling like, hey, he might be for Doge, but I'm for Bitcoin. And then his goats are Max and Bitcoin.
Yeah, I guess when you get to that level, when you're, billionaires fighting amongst yourself, this is how you have to go about doing it. I don't know. It seems kind of funny, but
maybe I can get a new dog and then we can name it. I want to get that Great Dane, and if I get a Great Dane, maybe we can have a new dog in the family, and then we can name it BTC or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not. We can just rename the two dogs we already have. One Bit and the other one Coin. Or Scat.
That's how we bring adoption to our neighborhood. Hey, Bitcoin, get in here. What did your name? So I think that's all we have today.
Very good, very good. Thank you everyone for joining us. Like and subscribe. Please follow us. Keep following. If you like us, great. If you don't, give us, punch me in the face or something. I don't care.
We're here to bring you just average news for the average Jane and Joe getting into crypto.
Yeah.
Learn as we're learning,
Yeah.
and
it's a journey. It's not just a purchase and you know, hodl your stuff. I get it, but the point is that now you're on a journey to improve yourself physically, mentally, and financially. Right?
All right, hang on. Let's send it out.
All right. Hey, thank you again for joining us at Bitcoin Say.
Bitcoin Say what?
Boom.
All right, bye guys.